Chosen. Oh, for God's sake. You can't sleep tonight until this happens. It's happening. Listen, Chosen One. You didn't stumble upon this message by accident. That restless stirring in your chest, that ache keeping you awake tonight, that whisper in your spirit saying something massive is shifting, it's not your imagination. It's heaven's alarm clock ringing with divine urgency. Right now, as the world sleeps, God is orchestrating a moment so pivotal, so tailored to your destiny, that you can't close your eyes until you hear this. This isn't just another night. This is the night your life changes forever. You feel it, don't you? That electricity in the air, like the calm before a storm. That's not anxiety, that's anticipation. That's the Holy Spirit nudging you, saying, "Pay attention, my child. Your breakthrough is here." You're not here by chance. Before the stars were hung in the sky, before your first breath, God wrote this moment into the scroll of your life. Jeremiah 1:5 declares, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart." This is your divine appointment, Chosen One. Heaven has paused the chaos of the world to speak directly to you. But here's the truth that will shake you to your core. This moment comes with a deadline. Tonight, before you lay your head down, something must happen. A decision must be made. A step must be taken. Because what's unfolding right now is not just a blessing, it's a divine mandate. And it's happening whether you're ready or not. Let me ask you something that might make your heart race. Why can't you sleep tonight? Why does your soul feel like it's standing on the edge of a cliff, peering into a future you can't quite see? It's because God is done with your waiting season. He's done with your wondering. He's done with you questioning if you're worthy, if you're called, if you're enough. You are. You always have been. But tonight, heaven is demanding your response. This isn't about perfection. It's about obedience. It's about recognizing that the sleepless nights, the unanswered prayers, the closed doors, they weren't punishment. They were preparation. Every tear you've cried, every dream you've buried, every moment you felt forgotten, it was all forging you for this exact hour. Picture this. A radiant door stands before you, glowing with a light that pulses like a heartbeat. Your name is carved into it, not in ink, but in the very fire of God's purpose. This door isn't locked. It's not chained. It's waiting for you to step forward and claim what's on the other side. But here's the urgency. This door has a timer, and it's ticking down. Isaiah 55:6 warns, "Seek the Lord while he may be found. Call on him while he is near." Why while? Because divine moments don't last forever. They're crafted for specific souls at specific seconds. Miss this, and the door doesn't just close, it vanishes as if it never existed. You don't get to rewind. You don't get a rain check in the kingdom. This is your now. Let's talk about those sleepless nights. You've lain awake, haven't you? Wondering why life feels like a maze with no exit, why your prayers seem to hit a ceiling, why others seem to walk through open doors while you're left knocking. I see you, Chosen One. I see the weight you carry, the loneliness that follows you into crowded rooms, the dreams you've stopped sharing because no one understands, the battles you fight in silence because the world doesn't see your scars. But here's what you need to know. Those struggles weren't random. They were divine preparation. God wasn't ignoring you. He was forging you. Every rejection was redirecting you. Every delay was developing you. Every closed door was protecting you from a path that would have dimmed your destiny. Think about Joseph, betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, thrown into a prison for a crime he didn't commit. Door after door slammed in his face. 13 years of what looked like divine abandonment. But Genesis 50:20 reveals the truth. You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good. Every closed door was leading him to the palace, to a purpose so grand it saved nations. Your story is no different. Those sleepless nights, they weren't punishment. They were your training ground. God was building a resilience in you that the enemy couldn't break. He was crafting a faith that could withstand any storm. He was preparing you for a breakthrough so massive, it required this level of refining. Now, let me share a story to make this real. Meet Anna, a single mother from Charlotte, North Carolina. For years, she worked 2 jobs, barely making ends meet, praying for a breakthrough that never seemed to come. Her nights were sleepless, filled with worry about her kids' future. She felt invisible, like God had forgotten her name. But one night, scrolling through YouTube, she stumbled across a message like this one. Something stirred in her spirit. Instead of scrolling past, she listened. The message urged her to take a step, to write down one dream she'd given up on. Anna grabbed a notebook and wrote, "Open a bakery to provide for my family." That simple act of obedience sparked something. She started researching, took a leap, and enrolled in a local baking course. Today, Anna's small bakery in Charlotte employs 3 people and feeds dozens of families daily. Her sleepless nights were her preparation, not her prison. What's your dream, chosen one? What's the one thing you've buried because it felt too big? Tonight, God is saying, it's time to unearth it. This video is different. It's not about vague promises or overhyped miracles. It's about unveiling a truth the enemy has fought to keep hidden. Your deepest fears are the keys to your greatest breakthroughs. Every time you've felt afraid, afraid to fail, afraid to hope, afraid to step out, that fear wasn't a barrier. It was a signpost pointing to your destiny. The enemy doesn't attack what's insignificant. He attacks what threatens his kingdom. Your sleepless nights are proof you're a threat. Your restless spirit is evidence you're carrying a calling so powerful it's keeping hell awake. Let's get practical. God doesn't just want you inspired tonight. He wants you activated. Here are 3 specific steps you can take before you sleep, steps that will align you with this divine moment. First, write down one goal you've been afraid to pursue. It could be starting a business, forgiving someone, or sharing your testimony. Be specific. Put it on paper. Habakkuk 2:2 says, "Write the vision, make it plain on tablets, so he may run who reads it." Writing it down makes it real. Second, reach out to one person you've been avoiding. Maybe it's a friend you need to forgive, a family member you've lost touch with, or a mentor who can help you move forward. Send that text, make that call. Reconciliation and connection are kingdom keys. Third, take one small action toward your dream. If it's a book, write the first sentence. If it's a ministry, register the name. If it's a job, update your resume. These steps aren't just tasks. They're declarations to heaven that you're ready. Let's talk about fear, because it's what's keeping you awake. Fear isn't just an emotion, it's a strategy. The enemy uses it to paralyze you, to make you question your calling, to convince you that you're not enough. But 2 Timothy 1:7 thunders, God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. That fear whispering, what if you fail? It's a liar. Moses felt it when God called him at the burning bush. Esther felt it when she approached the king. Peter felt it when he stepped onto the water. But they moved anyway. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's obedience in its presence. Tonight, God is asking you to name your fear and step over it. Is it failure, rejection, success? Call it out, expose it to the light of God's truth, and watch it lose its power. Picture a scroll unfurling in heaven. its golden edges glowing with the promises written for your life. Every sleepless night, every closed door, every tear, they're all recorded there, not as failures, but as stepping stones to this moment. Revelation 3:8 declares, "I have set before you an open door, which no one can shut." That door is open now, but it won't stay that way forever. Divine timing is precise. Noah had a window to build the ark. Esther had a moment to save her people. You have this night to say yes to your destiny. Don't let fear convince you to wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow isn't promised. Tonight is. Let me tell you about James, a teacher from Boise, Idaho. At 45, he felt stuck, teaching the same lessons, living the same routine, haunted by a dream to start a community center for at-risk youth. Sleepless nights plagued him, filled with doubts. I'm too old. I don't have the money. What if I fail? But one night, a message like this broke through. He took a step, wrote down his vision, called a local pastor for advice, and started a crowdfunding page. Within 6 months, James's community center opened its doors, serving 50 kids a week. His fear was the doorway to his destiny. What's your fear, chosen one? What's the step you've been avoiding? Tonight, God is saying, take it, I've got you. If you're feeling a fire in your spirit, type, "I am claiming my divine moment" in the comments below. Your declaration isn't just words, it's a signal to heaven that you're ready to move. Pray for the person who commented before you, because you're not alone in this journey. You're part of a family of chosen ones, standing together at the threshold of destiny. Share this video with someone who's awake tonight, wrestling with their purpose. Your share could be their key. Why does this moment feel so heavy? Because it's not just about you. Your breakthrough is tied to others. That business you're scared to start. It's not just your dream, it's jobs for people who need them. That forgiveness you're hesitant to offer, it's not just your healing, it's breaking a generational curse. That testimony you're afraid to share, it's not just your story, it's someone's salvation. Luke 12:48 says, "To whom much is given, much is required." You're chosen not for privilege, but for purpose. Your sleepless nights are heaven's way of saying, you're carrying something bigger than yourself. Let's revisit those steps, because action is where faith meets reality. You've got your 3, write down your goal, reach out to someone, take one small step toward your dream. Don't add more. These are enough. They're your bridge from fear to faith, from sleeplessness to breakthrough. Imagine this, you wake up tomorrow, your goal, written in a notebook by your bed, a text sent to someone you love, a small action taken toward your dream. That's not just a morning, it's a new season dawning in your life. Those simple acts of obedience are like seeds planted in fertile soil, ready to burst forth with a harvest you can't yet imagine. But let's dive deeper, chosen one, because this moment isn't just about taking steps, it's about understanding why you've been chosen for this exact hour. The sleeplessness keeping you awake isn't a curse, it's a divine signal, a holy restlessness that's pulling you toward a purpose so grand it demands your full attention. Imagine standing on a mountaintop at dawn, the first rays of sunlight breaking through the darkness, illuminating a path you didn't see before. That path is your destiny, and every sleepless night has been God's way of guiding you to this vantage point. You've been climbing in the dark, stumbling over rocks of doubt, navigating valleys of disappointment. But now you're here. The view is clear, and the path is calling. Psalm 16:11 declares, "You make known to me the path of life. In your presence there is fullness of joy." That fullness is waiting, but it's not found in staying still. It's found in moving forward, in trusting that the God who led you through the night won't abandon you in the morning. Let's talk about that restlessness in your spirit. You've felt it, haven't you? Like a fire that won't go out, a longing that no amount of distraction can silence. It's the kind of ache that makes you pace the floor at 2 a.m., wondering why you feel so different, why ordinary life feels too small for the dreams burning inside you. That's not discontentment, chosen one. That's divine hunger. God placed that fire in you to propel you toward your purpose. It's the same hunger that drove Abraham to leave his homeland for a promise he couldn't see, the same longing that pushed Esther to risk her life for her people. Your restlessness is proof you're not meant for mediocrity, you're meant for miracles. But here's where the enemy tries to twist the narrative. He wants you to believe that restlessness is a flaw, that you're broken for wanting more, that you should settle for the comfort of the familiar. Don't fall for it. That lie is designed to keep you tethered to a life that's too small for your calling. The truth is, your sleepless nights are heaven's way of shaking you awake, saying, "You're not done, there's more. Your story isn't over." Think about David hiding in caves while Saul hunted him. He could have settled, convinced himself that a shepherd's life was enough. But the fire in his soul wouldn't let him. That restlessness led him to the throne. Your restlessness is leading you to your divine moment. Let me share a story to ground this in reality. Meet Sarah, a 32-year-old nurse from Denver, Colorado. For years, she felt trapped in her job, working long shifts, her heart heavy with a dream to start a non-profit for mental health support. Sleepless nights were her norm, her mind racing with ideas she was too afraid to pursue. What if I'm not qualified, she thought. What if I can't make a difference? But one night, feeling that familiar restlessness, she stumbled across a message that urged her to act. She took a small step, wrote down her vision for the non-profit, emailed a colleague for advice, and created a simple website. Within a year, Sarah's non-profit was serving hundreds, funded by local grants. Her sleepless nights weren't a burden, they were her divine wake-up call. What's keeping you awake, chosen one? What dream is God stirring in your heart? It's time to listen. Let's address the doubt that's creeping in, because I can feel it. Some of you are thinking, this sounds too big for me. I'm just an ordinary person. How can I be chosen for something so grand? Let me stop you right there. John 15:16 says, "You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you so that you might go and bear fruit, fruit that will last." You don't get to decide if you're chosen. God already did. Your ordinariness is exactly why He picked you. He loves taking the overlooked, the underestimated, the not enough, and turning them into world changers. Look at Gideon, hiding in a winepress, calling himself the least in his family. God saw a mighty warrior. What does He see in you? Not your flaws, not your fears, but a vessel ready to carry His glory. Picture a river, its waters rushing with unstoppable force, carving through mountains, shaping the earth. That's the power of your calling. It's not a trickle, it's a torrent. But a river only flows when it's free from obstacles. Doubt, fear, and hesitation are the rocks blocking your path. Tonight, God is saying, let the river flow. Your sleeplessness is the pressure building behind those rocks, ready to break through. You're not stuck. You're on the verge. The enemy knows this, which is why he's working overtime to keep you doubting, to make you think this moment is just another sleepless night. It's not. It's the night you step into the current of your destiny. If you're feeling a surge of purpose, type, "I am awake for my destiny," in the comments below. Your declaration is a signal to heaven that you're ready to flow with God's plan. Pray for the person who commented before you, because you're part of a community of chosen ones, lifting each other up. Share this video with someone who's battling sleepless nights, searching for their purpose. Your share could be the spark that sets their destiny in motion. Now, let's talk about the breakthrough that's waiting. This isn't about fleeting blessings or temporary fixes. It's about a transformation so profound, it will ripple through your life and beyond. Imagine waking up tomorrow, not with the weight of worry, but with a clarity that lights your path. Imagine your relationships healing, not because you forced it, but because your obedience unlocked divine restoration. Imagine your dreams, once buried, now blooming like a garden in spring. That's what's on the other side of this moment. Joel 2:25 promises, "I will repay you for the years the locusts have eaten." Every moment you thought was lost, every opportunity that seemed stolen, God is restoring it all, and it starts tonight. But here's the key. Your breakthrough isn't just for you. It's for the people tied to your purpose. Think about Esther. Her courage didn't just save her life, it saved a nation. Your obedience tonight isn't just about your dreams, it's about the lives you'll touch, the chains you'll break, the hope you'll ignite. That's why this moment feels so urgent. That's why you can't sleep. Heaven is holding its breath, waiting for your yes. The angels are positioned, the resources are ready, and the scroll of your destiny is open. All that's missing is your movement. Let's revisit those 3 steps because they're your bridge to this breakthrough. You've written your goal, reached out to someone, and taken one small action toward your dream. Don't overcomplicate it. These steps are your act of faith, your declaration that you're done waiting. They're not the end, they're the beginning. Like seeds, they need time to grow, but the planting happens now. Imagine this, a year from now you look back at tonight, at the moment you chose to act. Your life is different, not because you had all the answers, but because you trusted God's voice. That's the power of this divine moment. Some of you are feeling a shift, like a weight lifting from your shoulders. That's not coincidence, that's the Holy Spirit moving, confirming that you're exactly where you're meant to be. But others are still wrestling, wondering if this is really for you. Let me tell you about Mark, a mechanic from Tulsa, Oklahoma. At 50, he felt his life had peaked. His dream of mentoring young men in his community felt impossible. Too late, too big. Sleepless nights were his reality, filled with regret. But one night, a message like this broke through. He wrote down his vision, called a local youth pastor, and started a small mentorship group. Today, Mark mentors 20 young men, guiding them toward purpose. His sleepless nights were his divine invitation. What's yours? The enemy wants you to believe this is just another night, that you can sleep through this moment and nothing will change. He's wrong. This is the night your destiny demands an answer. Romans 8:19 says, "The creation waits in eager expectation for the children of God to be revealed." That's you, chosen one. Creation is waiting for you to step into your identity, to claim your purpose, to walk the path God carved for you. Your sleeplessness is the world's anticipation, longing for the light only you can bring. Picture a flame, small but unquenchable, burning in the darkness. That's your faith right now. It may feel fragile, but it's powerful enough to set your destiny ablaze. Feed that flame tonight. Don't let doubt snuff it out. Don't let fear dim its glow. Your sleepless nights are the fuel. Your obedience is the spark, and God's promises are the wind that will make it roar. You're not just awake, you're alive, chosen one. This is your moment. The door is open, the path is clear, and heaven is waiting for your next step. This isn't just a moment to feel inspired. It's a moment to become who you were always meant to be. That flame in your spirit, the one that's been flickering through every sleepless night, is ready to illuminate the path God has laid before you. You're standing at a crossroads, chosen one, where the ordinary meets the eternal, where your past struggles collide with your future victories. The question isn't whether God will move, it's whether you'll move with him. Tonight, the heavens are aligned, the scroll of your destiny is unrolled, and the Creator himself is whispering, "This is your time." Let's talk about time, because it's the currency of this divine moment. You've spent years, maybe decades, waiting for the right moment, when the bills are paid, when the kids are grown, when the fear subsides. But Ecclesiastes 3:1 reminds us, there is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. Your season is now, not tomorrow, not next year, but tonight. Time is not your enemy, it's your invitation. Every sleepless night has been a tick of the clock, counting down to this hour when heaven says, "Enough waiting, step into your purpose." The enemy wants you to believe you've missed your chance, that you're too late, but God operates outside human calendars. He's the God who called Abraham at 75, who commissioned Moses at 80, who birthed a nation through Sarah at 90. Your time isn't up, it's just beginning. Imagine a tapestry, woven with threads of every moment you thought was wasted. Every rejection, every failure, every night you cried out to God in the dark. From where you stand, it might look like a mess, a tangle of pain and unanswered prayers. But from heaven's perspective, it's a masterpiece. Every thread has a purpose, every color a story, every knot a victory. Isaiah 61:3 promises to bestow on them a crown of beauty instead of ashes, the oil of joy instead of mourning. Your ashes, those moments you thought defined you, are being transformed into a crown. Your sleepless nights are the loom where God has been weaving your destiny. You're not broken, chosen one. You're being crafted into something glorious. Let's make this real with a story. Meet Daniel, a 28-year-old barista from Seattle, Washington. He spent years feeling like life was passing him by, pouring coffee while dreaming of becoming a graphic designer. Sleepless nights were his reality, his mind racing with ideas for designs he was too scared to share. "I'm not trained," he told himself. "No one will take me seriously." But one night, feeling that familiar restlessness, he watched a message that urged him to act on his dream. He wrote down his goal to create a portfolio, emailed a local artist for feedback, and posted one design online. That single post caught the eye of a small business owner, leading to a freelance contract. Today, Daniel's designs are featured in local campaigns, and he's building a career he once thought impossible. His sleepless nights were his divine nudge, pushing him toward his calling. What's nudging you, chosen one? What dream is God refusing to let you ignore? Now let's address the voice that's trying to pull you back, the one whispering, "You're not ready, you need more time." That's not wisdom, it's delay dressed in caution. Hebrews 11:1 says, "Now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see." Faith doesn't wait for perfect conditions, it moves in the fog, trusting the one who sees the road ahead. Think about Peter stepping out of the boat onto the wave. The storm was raging, the water was unstable, but Jesus was there. Peter didn't wait for the wind to stop. He walked because he trusted the voice calling him. Your sleepless nights are your storm, chosen one, and God is calling you to step out. You don't need all the answers, you just need faith to take the next step. Picture a seed buried in the earth, surrounded by darkness, pressed by the weight of the soil. It doesn't know when the sun will shine, but it pushes upward anyway, driven by an instinct it can't explain. That's you right now. Your sleeplessness is the pressure, your dreams are the instinct, and God's promise is the sun waiting to meet you. You're not stuck, you're breaking through. The enemy wants you to see the darkness as a prison, but God sees it as a womb, birthing something new. Your breakthrough isn't coming, it's already in motion. The question is, will you push through the soil to meet it? If you're feeling a holy urgency, type "I am rising to my calling" in the comments below. Your declaration is a shout to heaven that you're ready to break through. Pray for the person who commented before you, because you're not walking this path alone. You're part of a family of chosen ones, cheering each other on. Share this video with someone who's lying awake, questioning their purpose. Your share could be the light that guides them to their divine moment. Let's talk about the legacy you're meant to leave. This moment isn't just about your breakthrough. It's about the generations you'll impact. Your obedience tonight isn't just for you. It's for the children who'll inherit your faith, the communities who'll be transformed by your courage, the strangers who'll find hope through your story. Think about Ruth, a widowed foreigner with no prospects. She could have stayed in Moab, but her decision to follow Naomi led to a legacy that birthed King David and, ultimately, Jesus. One choice, one step, changed history. Your step tonight could do the same. That business you're scared to start, it's not just profit, it's provision for others. That story you're hesitant to share, it's not just yours, it's salvation for someone. Your sleepless nights are heaven's way of saying your legacy matters. Those 3 steps you've taken, writing your goal, reaching out to someone, acting on your dream, are your foundation. They're not the whole journey, but they're the start. Like the first stones of a bridge, they're carrying you toward your destiny. Don't look for more tasks. Trust the ones you've begun. They're enough to align you with God's plan. Imagine this. A month from now, you're no longer pacing at night. Your goal is taking shape. Your relationships are healing. Your dream is growing. That's not a fantasy. It's the fruit of your faith. Your sleepless nights are the labor pains of a new season, and the birth is near. Some of you are feeling a warmth in your chest, like a flame growing stronger. That's the Holy Spirit confirming you're on the right path. But others are still hesitating, wondering if this is really your moment. Let me tell you about Maria, a retiree from Miami, Florida. At 62, she felt her life was over, her dream of teaching literacy to immigrants long buried. Sleepless nights were her companion, filled with regret for what could have been. But one night, a message like this stirred her. She wrote down her vision, called a local community center, and offered to volunteer. Within weeks, Maria was teaching a small group, and today, her classes helped dozens read and write. Her sleepless nights were her divine invitation. What's yours? The enemy is desperate to keep you stuck, whispering that this is just another night, that you can sleep through this moment and nothing will change. He's lying. This is the night heaven is watching, the night your destiny hangs in the balance. Romans 13:11 declares, "The hour has already come for you to wake up from your slumber, because our salvation is nearer now than when we first believed." Your awakening isn't optional. It's urgent. The world needs your light, your voice, your purpose. Your sleeplessness is the alarm, and it's time to rise. That lighthouse isn't just a symbol, it's a declaration of who you are in this divine moment. You're not meant to cower in the storm, chosen one, but to stand tall, guiding others to safety with the light of your faith. Your sleepless nights have been the wind and waves, testing your foundation, proving you're built to withstand anything. Now, as the storm of doubt and delay begins to fade, God is calling you to radiate His purpose. to become a beacon that others will see from miles away. This is your time to step fully into the role you were created for, to embrace the weight and wonder of your calling. Let's talk about that calling, because it's why you're awake tonight. It's not a vague idea or a distant dream. It's a specific assignment etched into your soul before the foundations of the world. Ephesians 2:10 says, "For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works which God prepared in advance for us to do." Those good works aren't random acts of kindness. They're divine tasks tailored to your unique gifts, your unique story. Your sleeplessness is God's way of reminding you that you have unfinished business, a purpose that can't wait any longer. The world may see you as ordinary, but heaven sees you as indispensable, a key piece in the puzzle of God's plan. Imagine a symphony, each instrument playing a distinct note, blending together to create a melody that moves the soul. You are one of those instruments, chosen one, crafted by the master composer to play a part no one else can. Your sleepless nights are the tuning process, the moments when God adjusts your strings, ensuring your note rings true. The enemy wants you to believe your part doesn't matter, that the symphony will go on without you. But without your note, the melody is incomplete. There are people waiting to hear your song, your story, your courage, your faith. They're waiting for you to play, to step into the spotlight and let your purpose resound. Let me share a story to bring this home. Meet Aisha, a 40-year-old librarian from Atlanta, Georgia. For years, she felt a pull to write a book about her journey through grief after losing her husband. Sleepless nights were her constant companion, her heart heavy with words she couldn't release. Who would read it, she thought? I'm no author. But one night, a message like this stirred her spirit. She took the steps, wrote down her goal to finish a chapter, emailed a writing coach, and started typing her first page. That page became a manuscript, and today Aisha's book is touching lives, helping others navigate loss. Her sleepless nights were her divine rehearsal, preparing her to play her note in God's symphony. What's your note, chosen one? What part of your story is waiting to be shared? Now let's address the weight you're feeling, the sense that this moment is bigger than you. That's because it is. Your calling isn't just about your personal success. It's about the ripple effect of your obedience. Think about Jonah, called to Nineveh. He ran, not because he doubted God's power, but because he feared the magnitude of his assignment. Yet when he finally obeyed, an entire city was saved. Your sleepless nights are your Nineveh moment, chosen one. God isn't just asking you to step into your purpose for your sake, but for the sake of those who need what you carry. Your hesitation doesn't just delay your breakthrough, it delays theirs. Picture a bridge stretching across a vast canyon, its cables strong, its path steady. That bridge is your faith, built through every sleepless night, every prayer, every moment you chose to trust God, despite the odds. On one side of the canyon is where you stand now, restless, uncertain, yet burning with potential. On the other side is your destiny, a life of impact, joy, and purpose. The bridge is ready, but you must walk across it. The enemy wants you to focus on the canyon below, on the risks, the what-ifs. But God is saying, look at the bridge. I built it. It will hold you. Your 3 steps, writing your goal, reaching out, acting on your dream, are the first steps across that bridge. They're not the whole journey, but they're enough to get you moving. If you're feeling a holy fire in your soul, type "I am playing my divine note" in the comments below. Your declaration is a chord struck in heaven, resonating with the purpose you were created for. Pray for the person who commented before you, because you're part of a symphony of faith, each note strengthening the others. Share this video with someone who's awake tonight, unsure of their place in God's plan. Your share could be the harmony that helps them find their song. Let's talk about the power you carry, because it's what makes this moment so urgent. You're not just a bystander in God's story, you're a co-creator, entrusted with authority to shape the world around you. Matthew 18:18 says, "Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven." Your words, your actions, your faith, they have cosmic weight. Your sleepless nights are heaven's way of waking you to this truth. You're not powerless. You're a force, anointed to break chains, heal wounds, and shift atmospheres. The enemy knows this, which is why he's fought so hard to keep you restless, distracted, doubting your impact. Imagine a key, ancient and gleaming, forged in the fires of your trials. That key is your authority, given by God to unlock doors no one else can. Every sleepless night has been shaping that key, refining its edges, making it fit the lock of your destiny. The door before you, radiant, pulsing with promise, is waiting for you to use it. But keys don't work if you leave them in your pocket. Your 3 steps are you turning that key, beginning the process of opening what God has prepared. Don't stop now. The door is creaking open, and what's on the other side is worth every restless moment. Let me tell you about Javier, a 35-year-old construction worker from Phoenix, Arizona. He spent years feeling unfulfilled, his nights sleepless, with a longing to start a mentorship program for young men in his neighborhood. "I'm just a laborer," he thought. "What do I have to offer?" But one night, a message like this broke through. He wrote down his vision, called a community leader, and started meeting with a small group of teens. Today, Javier's program supports 30 young men, giving them skills and hope. His sleepless nights were his divine forging, shaping the key to his purpose. What key are you holding, chosen one? What door is it meant to open? The enemy wants you to believe this is just another night, that you can sleep through this moment and pick it up later. He's wrong. This is the night your authority is being activated, the night your purpose is being unveiled. 2 Corinthians 6:2 says, "Now is the time of God's favor. Now is the day of salvation. Now is your moment, chosen one. Not when you feel ready, not when the world approves, but your sleeplessness is the signal, your faith is the key, and your destiny is the door. The question is, will you turn it?" Picture a flame leaping from a single spark, spreading across a dry field, consuming everything in its path. That's the fire of your purpose, ready to ignite the world around you. Your sleepless nights have been the spark, your obedience the fuel, and God's Spirit the wind that will make it blaze. You're not just awake, you're ablaze, chosen one. The world is waiting for your light, your note, your key. This is your divine moment, and it's happening now.